DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, I hope you're well. It is Sunday afternoon, and I'm just taking a short walk in the park. Usually at this time, if it was summer, this is the, I was going to say, part of the pétanque. So it's kind of like pétanque. Actually, I don't think there is an English translation of that. It's called pétanque. Some people call it bocce balls, but it's not quite the same thing. That's like the Italian version, I guess, of pétanque. But you know, I could get it wrong. And there's leagues here, and they come every Sunday usually and play. But this summer there isn't. It's these metal balls. If you see movies like in the southern part of France, you'll often see this. But it's not only in France. Actually, it's pretty much in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. They play it a lot, and like I say, so here there's a league. Yeah, I mean it actually is a big thing. In summer and fall here, there's a lot of people. And it's the usual thing. It's like it's a family thing, and people are having fun, drinking and playing, and it's a good clean sport. And actually, I have noticed a lot of the how could I say it in a nice way? A lot of the problem people, so to say, join in, and they get integrated quite well that way. I must admit, I was asked by one of the guys if I would want to play at one point. I didn't say yes at the time because it really wasn't my thing, but you never know. Why not? You never know. But it's not an easy thing. It's a little bit like when people over here talk about like curling. Curling is a big thing in Switzerland, not only in North America, but there's a lot of precision that at first people don't think that's there, but it is. Yeah, anyway, so much about that, talking about a sport which really I don't know anything about, and I know even less about curling, except that my uncle, who's passed away now, he was a World War II veteran, fought in Italy and was wounded there. He played curling when I was a young boy living in Sutton, Quebec. I know that he used to play curling. There was a curling club over there. Actually, there was a lot of vets that would play, but not only. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't expect to talk about curling, but maybe it's because it's also on the Olympics. Do I watch the Olympics? No, I don't really. But I say I don't really because Mrs. DC does. So it's kind of hard if you're walking through a room and there's curling, for example, not to, turn around and watch what's on the television, even if it's for 5 seconds, which is probably about the amount of time that I put there. Yeah. I haven't looked really at the questions of the Saturday tag from Dave Nicholson. Those of you who watch my videos know that usually on Mondays I do a few tags, one from Jasmine and one from Dave Nicholson. And there was a question about American Dream, and I did hear his answer. It was very quick. It was like, I'm not American, so I don't have an American dream. And well, actually, I'll beg to differ. It's because we're actually all North Americans, those who lived over there. I'm not saying we're all, because I live in Switzerland now. But I bring that up on because ever since I have been following my Spanish lessons, this has been a question that has come very, very, very regularly. People talk and will say, well, yes, the Americans. And we will almost always be corrected by saying, you mean the people from the United States of America, right? And we would say, yes. Well, I said, yeah, well, they're part of the Americas. And if you're a Hispanic speaking person, Mexican, South American, and I have been saying it myself for many, many, many years now, part of North America, things like that. Part of South America, part of Central America. But it is a point of contention, I've noticed, with the Hispanics, where it's very clearly, if you say I'm American, they are included in there. They include themselves. For them, you are a United States American, and the way it's said, in Spanish, estadounidense, basically a United States person, you can almost put it that way, United Statesian in a way, but it's part of the whole thing, that you do not separate. America is just part of the name of the United States, but doesn't make them the Americans. That's an interesting thing, because in a way it is real. Over here in Europe, we will all say we're Europeans, and that has become more complicated as well, because since Switzerland is not part of the you could say the European Union or whatever they want to call themselves now, in a way, very often we'll be told, well, of course you're European continentally, but you're not European politically. And that gets people's goats a little bit, because, it's like, okay, yes, we're not part of the Europe that decides, which way you're going to scratch your back. I'm sorry, but sometimes I get a little bit annoyed with bureaucrats in that respect. And the European Union is quite a bit like that. Let me see. It used to be the community, and now it's the union. Yeah, I think it is. I was having a bit of a blank there, which was which. Anyway, it's not so important, is it? Yeah. So here I am walking around the. Actually, I'll go back into the park because it's going to be kind of noisy over here. Yeah. We had church this morning, and I was not expected to be, but I ended up being the cameraman, because the guy who would have been doing it today was sick. So he called me up early this morning and asked if I could, do it for him, which was no big deal. But I say no big deal. It was a bit of a pain as far as the editing goes. Actually, I shouldn't say that. The editing is really easy. Basically, we don't put up the parts where there's the singing, because the people don't want to have some of the people that are singing on some of the people that are singing do not want to be on YouTube. Okay, we could get around and just put the music, but they don't. Okay. I guess there's also a question of the music. Is that it's not a question of copyrights, because we pay for copyrights. That's part of the fees, actually, of using the songs. That would be another story. But anyway, so basically what we do is we put the introduction, we put the sermon, and we put the notices. That's pretty much it. Except if the pastor, in this case it was the case, if the pastor has a PowerPoint, and in today's modern world, most of them do now, well, then you try and put up the slides, the PowerPoint pages as they come. So it's not difficult. It really isn't. Basically, it's like if you use any of the usual editing tools, it's like two lines, one over the other, and you just resize the image so that you see the person talking and the image. It's as simple as that. But you got to put it in the right place. So you kind of like, I didn't take notes. Some people take notes, like minute so-and-so, this slide, minute so-and-so, this one. I didn't. So I basically had to use the guy's PowerPoint document, extract the slides. That's, again, it's a very simple thing. And then just go approximately where it was, listen, and put in the slide. Well, it's technically very easy, just takes a little bit of time. So I did that today, and I'm up to 10 minutes, and I'm talking to you about PowerPoint slides. Oh well, I guess that'll be it for today's vlog. What else did I want to talk about? Well, I was going to say that my daughter-in-law, so my daughter, like I like to call her, got her first document as a Swiss citizen. She was Spanish and became Swiss. That was a big thing. We had champagne on the weekend because of that. But anyway, I'm going to stop there. I'm coming up to 11 minutes. Most of you won't make it this far anyway. So, hope you're all well. I'll be DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and have a good Sunday. Bye-bye. Take care.